How'd you do this? I'll show you.
Christian literally spent the better part of a year tracking down all the movie prop parts we were going to need to put on this car. We spent months finding the perfect donor car, a lot of restoration time to make the metal straight. So we actually used a base coat, sand beige, with a matte finish clear, and really gives this thing a really nice pop.
Welcome to Jurassic Park.
Ironically, this is actually one of the easier movie cars to restore because when you take things into consideration like the Back to the Future DeLorean, it had a lot of computers, electronics, neon piping. Other factors are the cost of the car is exponentially more. You're looking at the Ghostbusters mobile, Ecto 1, that is a 1960s vintage hearse. Finding one is near impossible as is.
Everybody can relax, I found the car. Need some suspension work.
Plus all the roof racks, the interiors, the decals, the vinyls, the stickers. So with this one, most everything was actually how the Jeep came. They came in sand beige. They came with the safari interior. The only thing that they really changed was they added the red stripes, they added the decals, they painted the rims, they added a lot of interior extras, but the engine, the frame, everything is exactly how it would have been straight from Jeep's factory.
As far as movie builds go, this is a budget build. I mean, somebody that's wanting to do a movie accurate car, this would be a good place to start. I mean, even if you look at the Ford Explorer that was used in Jurassic Park, exponentially more expensive build because of the glass top that goes on it, all that is so much more expensive. So this one wasn't bad in comparison, but again, the challenge is when they're building a movie car, the only thing they're trying to do is make it cool for the screen. So they go to Home Depot, they go here, they go there, and they just put stuff on it because they're not thinking about crazy people like us down the road wanting to replicate it. They're just trying to build something for the silver screen. And so that's the challenge. But this one, not bad compared to a lot of what's being done. It's not like the Batmobile.
Just for point of reference, when these things came out between 93 to 95, the average MSRP on was between 5 to 9 grand fully loaded. Today on the secondhand market, a used Jeep just like this one can go anywhere from a clean rust-free Jeep can start at 9 for low mileage and go all the way up to $30,000 for one with less than like 10,000 miles on it. But finding one all original brand new, they are exponentially more now than they were brand new from the factory.
Yeah, the paint was falling off of this Jeep. I mean, Christian, he's still learning the restoration business. I've been doing it my whole life. And when we pulled up to look at this Jeep, I went and looked at it. I made a quick walk around the car and Christian's like, "Dad, this thing's a mess." And I'm like, "Christian, go hand the guy the money. Don't dicker, just give the guy the money and load it on the trailer." The Jeep was ugly. The paint was literally flaking off of it. It looked terrible, but underneath the paint was super solid metal, super solid interior. It wasn't jacked up. It didn't have a header. It hadn't been screwed with. It was all original. And in the movie car, it's all original.
If you watch the movie, every Jeep has a little bit different personality. Jeep number 10 was the maintenance Jeep that they used to escape the T-Rex in the scene. It had no roll bar. It was literally just the windshield, no soft top, no lights, no nothing, just the windshield and the bare frame of the car with a couple toolboxes.
Very basic.
You have your main Jeeps, which they roll into the park in the beginning of the movie. Once again, they have no soft top, they have no light bar, and all they are is just a base frame Jeep, but that's the ones everyone knows, knows the movie for. That's Jeep 18 and 29, I believe. Jeep number 12 was the one used by Dennis Nedry in the night scene where he steals the dinosaur embryos and he makes a mad dash for the East Dock. The reason we went with this one is because it was the only Jeep that not only came movie accurate with the soft top, but it came with the lights on the light bar, which we're currently finishing, and it came with the fog lights and the amber lights in the back, which all of them had, but they were very prominently used in the night scene. It had the Ramsey Rep 6000 tow winch on the front, and it was just the most overall complete Jeep, so it was the hardest.
It was the most elaborate.
It was the most elaborate, it was the hardest to build, but we went with it because it was my favorite Jeep, and it was the most fully loaded Jeep you could get.
Yeah.
So I would first like to thank Victor Hugo and a lot of other people in the Jurassic Park Motor Pool Society.
Yep.
They gave me a lot of great references. Everything online is actually cataloged and referenced. They have people who have taken laser scans of the car, paint samples. They have actual movie used parts from the car. They have references where they have seen these set pieces, taken hyper documented pictures, hyper documented measurements. I mean, there's everything online you need to build these.
Yep.
It's documented in the motor pools. You can find them on Facebook or on Google. But I'd just like to thank, everyone in the motor pool for helping me build this. But it's just a lot of cumulative information, people comparing, theories on which was right, which was wrong. A lot of, comparing single frames on the movie screen with, real life measurements, a lot of, trial and error. But overall, you can find all the information for a build like this online through the many people who have come together trying to replicate what they did back in '93. And I was gonna say, I think one of the other things is just to note for the community, there's no right or wrong answer on how to do each step of the process, because obviously when you're doing a movie accurate car, even from movie car to movie car, there were variances that it was not perfect. So some people do single stage, some people want to do dual stage. There's no right or wrong answer on that. And for the seats, we had to completely reverse engineer, obviously because we don't have the original schematics and patterns for the seats. So we had to tear apart the original seats and put them back together with the new fabric.
Yeah.
So everything about a movie car is trial and error. There's no such thing as the perfect movie car unless you just want to spend a fortune that you'll never recuperate on the build. So when you do a project like this, it's truly a labor of love
Yeah.
and a labor of experimentation.
Yeah, and one thing I'll tell the community is, listen, there's tributes, there's clones, and then there's exact replicas. They're all fun, but don't be afraid to tackle a job like this, whether you're just gonna go find a sand-based Sahara Jeep and throw some stickers on it and Krylon some stripes on the side. Man, it's great, you're part of the community, you have fun. So it's just what your budget is, what your desire is, or what your level of OCD in my case is. So, it's just how far do you want to go with your project, but it's a great community, it's all fun. I'd encourage anybody that wants to build, some type of tribute car or movie car, no matter how far you want to go. It's a labor of love, it takes a lot of patience, it takes a lot of time to track down the stuff, but I'll tell you what, it's a fun project that literally anybody can do. And so my advice would be is if you want to do a movie car, start with one that's simple.